Number 9, Ice Cube. So to me, Cube is the top dog for the West. I know some say Pac, and they rightfully have their argument. He's on the Mount Rushmore of the West. Matter of fact, quick reference point. My West Coast Mount Rushmore stands as Cube, Pac, Snoop, and Short. O'Shea is almost single-handedly responsible for introducing gangster rap to the world. Not just the West Coast, the world, Craig. He wrote the whole Straight Outta Compton album and earned the title of the world's most dangerous group. This set the trend for everything else that happened in hip-hop. Alright, now this was in 1988, and it was a big deal when you heard the sound when the single curse word was on the track, but not this. No, this was a far cry from that, brother. I remember hearing this full display of the First Amendment right for the first time at the Plaza Pool, and in amazement that they were able to get away with this. Yo, my 9-year-old mind was blown. Things were never the same, and that impact had a seismic effect that reverberated all the way up to the White House at the time. With the title track Straight Outta Compton, then the hood classics Dope Man, and Boys in the Hood, then the confrontational F the Police, Cube had his fingerprints all over this classic. He was another that moved with the times, relaying the concept of awareness and telling what the climate was from a socio-economical, political, and racial standpoint, especially in the perspective of being a black man having to look through that lens. In this country of America. This is not a review on NWA, but again, we must give credit where credit is due. Fast forward to 1990, he releases his first solo joint, America KKK's Most Wanted. Kind of a slow response, but what it did do was still get 4.5 mics out of 5 in the coveted Source magazine at the time, and set the line of demarcation between him and the rest of NWA. Truth be told, after Cube left, nobody was really rocking with 100 Miles and Running or the Ends for Life. It was clear that Cube was a true talent, and the show with songs like Who's the Mac, Once Upon a Time of the Projects, and Gangsta's Fairy Tale. He also began to bring a new female MC onto the scene by the name of Yo-Yo in 91. Follow that up with a platinum-selling number 2, debuting on the charts album, Death Certificate. This was actually the 91 version of a double CD, with the Death side and the Life side both having 12 tracks apiece on the original version, right? So in typical Cube fashion, he had joints for the airplay like Steady Mobbin', True to the Game, and No Vaseline, and they was going at the necks of NWA during their prime and garnering no real response from them. And also tracks for the listeners like Bird in the Hand, Giving Up the Nappy Dugout, and Alive on Arrival. And the social conscious tracks like Black Korea and Look Who's Burning, Good Cop, Bad Cop. Cube was a flagship for the West at the time, and as portrayed by his role in the classic movie Boys in the Hood as Doughboy, this just furthered his reach and range of MC and artistry, and his star was quickly rising before our eyes. 1992 rolls around, he drops his 3rd album in a row, The Predator. This was actually my favorite out of the 3. This album produced Cube's biggest cut to this date, It Was a Good Day. Now this song immediately became a household song with the classic Isley Brothers sample and the concept and the story behind the song. It also gave us the classic track, Check Yourself with Das Effects. Kind of went left with the song Wicked, but I guess we could let that one slide regardless. The album debuted at number 1 and eventually went double platinum. With Cube having such a grip on the industry, it opened doors for the rest of the West Coast to come barging through to the forefront. And Cali gang culture and lifestyle became the new next best thing to the East Coast Diamond. He released another album in 93, following his success with Predator called Lethal Injection, which gave us Ghetto Bird and You Know How We Do. But the rest of the West was already starting to take shape with like Death Row and the golden era of 90s hip-hop, how that was evolving and taking shape on the East Coast, right? So at that point, his sight switched to the big screen. And then since 91, he's been in over 40 films, created his own franchise with Friday, Barbershop, and even the Players Club. And we know what those movies meant to the culture. He gave us a new term with Debo, along with other catchphrases from that movie that I can't repeat on air because it's a family show. He did the very first Jack of Beats when it was a sin to use somebody else's beat for your rhymes. After that, the game changed for MCs in all aspects. All in all, he gave us 10 solo albums, the first NWA album. He's been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2016, got a star in the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 2017, VH1 Hip Hop Honors in 2006, and the BET Honoree Award in 2009. He's given ex-ball players a chance to still be competitive in the Big 3 league, and he's even made it to being a voice in animation movies. Now animation movies, that's money in the ground money, and an amazing legacy to leave behind. His honesty and his awareness he brings to you was hard-hitting, true MC, super impactful, and the influence is still on display to this day.
To this day!
To this day!
To this day!
It's right here, all right?